in the Premier League and is finding good form. Tivoli Gardens, probably their chances dashed in terms of making it to the playoffs. They sit in 12th position in the Premier League and not where they would want to be at all, with just 19 points and some 16 points away from the playoff spots. Referee Stefan Duar, the man in the middle, Nicholas Anderson, Melvin Reed and Stefan Duar, his assistants. Yeah. Just going through the last. It's actually Carvel Banton, the man with the whistle. So a late change there in terms of the officials. Carvel Banton. Doyen Tummins is the fourth official. So some changes there. Not many changes in the starting lineups though. And there's a Tivoli Gardens team. They are shaping up. And yeah, you'd think at this stage, based on their league form, they'll be looking to get something out of this Lynk Cup. Watson is between the sticks again for Tivoli Gardens. Odin Pennycook and the experienced Barrington Price in the back line. Alton Lewis coming off a goal as well in a 3-1 win against Falkland. Keno Simpson himself, Garnett, Thompson, Lawrence, McCain, Matthews and youngster Natalia Fuller, the Excelsior standout, who scored in that 3-1 win as well. They will be playing with a 4-4-2 formation, Ligier.
Yeah, they'll be looking to try and stay solid as possible, looking to move the ball quickly to their dangerous Fuller up top, looking to use his youthful exuberance.
Dunbeholden, they will be playing with a 4-4-2. Carlos Robinson, teammate of Peter McGregor in his time at McGrath in high school football. He's between the sticks. Nicoy Christian finding good form in front of goal. Ricardo Thomas, a national wingback. Zachary Wilkes, O'Dane Samuels. Chevoy Watkin comes back into the starting lineup. Standout centre-back from last season. Romain Bowers, Tyrese Gow, the young skillful number 10. Shaquille Powell, Peter McGregor is finding form. And Stephen Barnett, who has been amongst the goals so far this season.
You mentioned Peter McGregor, he's the one finding form. They need him to continue that form. He will be their danger man moving forward. The thirst that he adds to this Dunbeholden attack is unparalleled, really. And although he said he had been dormant to start the season, he's really picking up where he left off last season into this running.
Yeah, Stephen Barnett in good form now, but when you think about Stephen Barnett, Peter McGregor in good form and so on, but when you think about Stephen Barnett, he scored in every game against Tivoli so far this season. His old team doing the transfer from Tivoli to Dunbeholden, and he certainly enjoys this fixture, and he's in good form. 7 goals in the Premier League so far, and he's also off the mark in the Lynk Cup as well.
Yeah, he's always a player looking to add a lot to that striking partnership that he has, whoever he's up there with. A lot of deft touches, a lot of movement in behind as well. So he really dovetails well with whoever he plays with up top.
Dunbeholden got a 4-1 win against Treasure Beach. It was actually 1-1 after 90 minutes. Peter McGregor scored in that one, and then in stoppage time, in the 96th minute, or 90+6 if you want to call it, Treasure Beach carried it into extra time, and then in a spate of 4 or 5 minutes, Dunbeholden 3 goals, 2 from Rowan Brown, 1 from Stephen Barnett, and that was all she wrote.
It was almost as if Treasure Beach had awakened a beast in Dunbeholden, and they said, okay, let's finish this one quickly. But this will be a 2-legged affair now. They won't have that luxury of just trying to blitz teams. It will be a tactical affair, especially in this first leg.
We have kickoff. Carvel Banton, the man in the middle. And yeah, Dunbeholden in their white and blue. Tivoli Gardens in their usual orange and black.
Very nice to see the new kits that have come in for this Lynk Cup.
Numbers more visible, especially from Tivoli Gardens. In the Premier League, it's been a real struggle to keep up with the numbers. But yeah, bright orange numbers here for Tivoli Gardens. Ball out of play.
Come again. Don't fall. Alright, come again, team. Ready again.
That will be the first goal kick of the game. Ball put out of play. Throw into Dunbeholden. O'Dane Samuels takes it quickly, and Peter McGregor wasn't on the same page at all. There's a slow move off there from Peter McGregor. And another goal kick it will be. Jermaine Johnson, the man in charge of Tivoli Gardens. Standout player in his time for Tivoli Gardens. Had a really excellent season, one season in terms of goal scoring, where he scored some 16 goals at Jermaine Johnson. Played in England for quite some time with numerous clubs, and now applying his trade as a coach. Was the assistant last season behind Admiral Bailey, and it's been a frustrating season for him. At one stage, Tivoli did look like they were getting back into things, but as the season has progressed, they have slid further and further down the table. Ligier.
Yeah, they have done, and here is the battle of the Jermaines. Jermaine Thomas, the coach of Dunbeholden. Dunbeholden have been inconsistent this season, but they really have picked up form, and they're looking to pick up some speed now through Peter McGregor.
McGregor inside the area, and well, miscommunication at the back, going out for a corner there, and yeah, Watkins thought he had it covered, but it was played out by Barrington Price. Some unusual numbers here. Paris in the 21, that's into the area. Watkins punches away. Dunbeholden. And there's a foul just outside of the area in a dangerous position.
Left again.
Nicoy Christian over this one. Very good from the dead ball into the area, in a dangerous area as well. And that shot over the bar from Peter McGregor, that was disappointing. Fell to him. He's been in good form, had some space, did Peter McGregor, but very high with the attempt.
His shot was high, but it was two Dunbeholden players who really attacked each other, getting in each other's way. The reason why they couldn't get a clean contact from that very good set piece by Nicoy Christian. But Dunbeholden with a good start in this game so far, showing a lot of attacking thrust against his Tivoli Gardens team. Fuller looking to make things happen. Going an amazing dribble, but
yeah,
snuffed out quickly.
Yeah, you go back to that chance. Stephen Barnett was attacking it, but so was Chevoy Watkin. And you like to think if there wasn't miscommunication there, they would have had a clear head on target, because there was no rotation from the Tivoli defense line. And they were exposed. Anyhow, they're on the attack now. Tivoli Gardens down the right hand side into the area. That's too long, and that will be easy for young Carlos Robinson. Won his place into the starting lineup at the expense of experienced Damien Hyatt, who had a few bloopers in as many weeks and maybe just needed a break from it all. The experienced two-time Premier League champion Damien Hyatt.
Even the most experienced players go through some lulls in form.
There's Hyatt looking on. I'm sure he's in full support of young Carlos Robinson, who's been doing pretty well. As you said, Dunbeholden find a bit of form. They sit 8th in the Premier League table, just 3 points outside of the playoff spots.
Another playoff race for the ages, really.
Yeah, and just 4 games to go in, so still in it, Dunbeholden, even though they're out of it. That is high and way too long. And out for a goal kick. Disappointing delivery there.
But we're already seeing some space for Tivoli Gardens down the flanks, especially on that right-hand side for Alton Lewis. Dunbeholden play a very narrow midfield, so one of those outside midfielders will have to go and track that run and not leave the right-hand side too exposed as the rest of the game goes on.
Attacking wing-back is Alton Lewis, who wears the number 14 today. And usually good deliveries from the wide areas, but he's 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. Nice switch pass there. And is he going to be keeping that in? No, he isn't. That was goal. Simpson. Down the right hand side, slow, came across well actually there. Watkin, very sturdy, aggressive defender. I thought was the best player in the Portmore lineup last season. Transferred to Dunbeholden, and he was excellent for them in the early part of the season. I think he really lacked a steady, consistent partner in the defence line. Then got injured, lost his place, and now he's back. Chevoy Watkin, one of the best centre-backs in the country, certainly from last season till now. And I'm sure if he keeps working like that, he might very well get a look in eventually in the senior team.
Yeah, a lot of local players have been getting their chances of late. Reggae Boys, of course, under new management, under new coaching, so they'll be looking to try and find some new talent all across the island. So opportunities are there for players who perform well locally.
Peter McGregor shut down quickly there, somewhat being double teamed. Powell to Samuels. That's a nice ball inside to Barnett. That first touch is a little bit disappointing in the middle of the park, but it comes back to Christian. Christian wearing an unusual number 11 into the area for Barnett, who tries to steer that on target. Had a lot to do though from the Ricardo Thomas delivery, and yeah, he really couldn't generate the pace from that distance, and he was going backwards as well. Here's the delivery from Thomas, and Barnett, who has been in good form, maybe a little bit too much space for the Tivoli liking.
Yeah, especially considering that they have a back three, they'll be looking to plug those gaps between the strikers. And it's Dunbeholden
with a strike, but it's wide. Go with that attempt. Started his Premier League career at Mount Pleasant. Did Tyrese Go, still very young. Skillful player, especially can play in the wide areas, can play in the middle of the park as well. Strong on the ball, low center of gravity. One of those players though that you want to see more of. Needs to get on the score sheets a lot more, affect the game a lot more than he has so far this season.
Very good from the dead ball situations as well. Go. But I'm assuming that the changes in numbers, maybe because it's a cup competition, they would want to keep the numbers down, because we're seeing Tommy Lawrence, who for Tivoli, who usually wears 45, I believe, wearing the number 12. Christopher Matthews in the back line as well, who usually wears 66 or 60.
Yes, 66.
66, exactly, wearing number 4 for Tivoli today. So I'm just assuming that cup competition, they want to keep the numbers maybe in a squad of 25. So maybe that will be, we'll find out and get the confirmation for you, of course.
Yeah. McCain giving that away. He's now wearing number 9 instead of his usual 12, and Dunbeholden a chance to come forward. Well, Thomas is always in 7. He's with it now. Forward to Barnett. 7 goals in his Premier League season so far, Barnett. And 1 in the Lynk Cup so far. Dunbeholden, they've only played 1 game. They got a bye in the first round. Into the area now, and that will be right through to Watkins.
McGregor asking the referee if there's no infringement there. Felt he was impeded as he was trying to get through on that ball.
Of course, the Lynk Cup is Jamaica's all-island knockout tournament. It's the first time under this name, under this new sponsorship, and the competition of course was last held in 2014. This has taken over from the Flow Champions Cup, as there's a tackle outside the area, but Carvel Banton says it's legal and it's given away. Both teams not settling on errant passes. Now in the middle of the park, Lewis forward inside, and that looked like it was a mistimed challenge though, but no. Lewis is down. Nicoy Christian, left-footed ball. It's a peach. Broken up there, well defended. And back to Pennycook, and then Pennycook can't find the return pass. So both teams turning it over a lot in these first 11 minutes.
Alton Lewis still down. As you mentioned, it did look like he was fouled, and he was as well. Referee missed that one.
Tommy Lawrence with a pass into him. Yeah, I did think that Carvel Banton got that one wrong. Jermaine Johnson not really happy with it. Yeah, he thinks that's a missed one, but he'll certainly be looking for a positive result, and a positive result is what Tivoli haven't been able to find against Dunbeholden this season.
In quite some time, even before the season as well. And it's funny, the last times that Tivoli got results against Dunbeholden, positive ones, it was Jermaine Teddy Johnson on the score sheet, to show you that it's been a little while.
A few weeks ago, Lance Whitaker did ask him if he felt like he wanted to lace up his boots, and he said he just didn't think the body could manage anymore. He wasn't in that frame of mind at all. But yeah, you know his quality, especially when he's on song, Teddy Johnson, and with his experience. 42 years of age now, and his team doing some defending and doing it well on this occasion. Back to Watkin. Now with Thomas. Driving forward. And that pass inaccurate by Wilkes and out of play. Misjudging the wind conditions, as we did say, a 29 km/h wind. And that will have something to say in terms of how the play is affected. Teams will have to judge the trajectory of their deliveries a lot more than they have. And especially when you're playing against the breeze, you just can't have it hanging like that. That's out of play. It will be a goal kick to Dunbeholden, who are kicking against the breeze. In the 14th minute, quarter-final action. This is the first of 4 quarter-finals. 2 to be played today, 2 tomorrow. And neither team really with any really good chances in the 18-yard area. Dunbeholden coming off a 4-1 victory against Treasure Beach. Tivoli Gardens actually played in the round of 32, so they have played 2 matches. A 2-0 win over Albion Mountain from St. Mary, and then a 3-1 win against Falkland. Into the area now from Ricardo Thomas into the business area, but it's well defended by Barrington Price. And out for a corner.
And it's more marauding down that left-hand side by Ricardo Thomas. That's what he does best, getting in attacking areas, putting in dangerous deliveries, but that was well dealt with by Barrington Price.
Had lost his place for some time. Barrington Price had fallen off form, but Jermaine Teddy Johnson says he's a new man and he's been put into that defense line, playing with a 3-5-2 Tivoli Gardens. And because he's come back in, Teddy Johnson has said he razzles the 3-man back line with the strength of Price and the speed of Pennycook and leadership. Anyhow, Nicoy Christian from the corner flag. Into the area. Oh, should that have been on target there by Ricardo Thomas. Had a chance to head on goal, couldn't hit the target.
Yeah, another free header for Dunbeholden as well from a Nicoy Christian set piece, this time the corner. And yeah, I do think that one should, yeah, that should have been on target.
Or was it Barnett who actually got the header in the end? But whoever it was wide. This one was to the near post, but as you said, Dunbeholden finding too much space inside the area and probably should have done better with their couple of half chances they have had so far. Out of play, throw to Tivoli Gardens. Dunbeholden with the majority of the possession, but so far they haven't been able to break the deadlock. Whistle on the play. Will be a free kick. So yeah, this Lynk Cup taking over from the Flow Champions Cup, which was held last in 2014. It was a competition which was started in 1990, the All-Ireland Knockout Tournament. And this edition starting with 24 teams, but it was a 32 team draw with 8 teams getting byes, and of course those were based on last year's results, the top 6 in the Premier League and the 2 teams that were promoted from Tier 2 to the Premiership. Free kick, Tivoli Gardens into the area, easy for Carlos Robinson. So yeah, those 2 teams, of course, Falkland and the Chapelton Maroons, who were promoted to the Premier League from Tier 2 last year, 2 of the teams to get byes. The other 6, Waterhouse, Dunbeholden, Cavalier, Harbour View, Mount Pleasant,
and Arnett
Gardens. So yeah, 8 teams with first round byes. Hence Dunbeholden only their 1 game against Treasure Beach. Forward pass, inaccurate again, and Robinson, an easy take.
Interesting decision by Teddy Johnson to play Tommy Lawrence up front. Has played in a myriad of positions so far this season, as Fuller wins that one back high. Yeah, Tommy Lawrence has played on the right, has played in midfield as well. So interesting decision to see him playing up top, but
it's a 2-man forward line, although many of the times it just seems that one is up front. When you say it's a surprise, who would you have gone with instead? Were you thinking Diego McKenzie to partner the young Fuller, both youngsters, both teenagers still?
Or it could have been Nakil Wright as well, but just the fact that Tivoli haven't been getting the goals as of late, so there have been a lot of chopping and changing in that forward line.
I like young Fuller from Excelsior,
I do as well.
17-year-old. Very aggressive, not afraid to take on defenders at his young age, and physically seems to manage pretty well, still in school. And got off the mark against Falkland in their 3-1 win.
Performed really well, as you mentioned, in the Manning Cup competition this past season for Excelsior. Played much deeper than he does for Tivoli.
Yeah, and Diego McKenzie, who scored 3 goals early in the season, as we see a foul there, and it will be a free kick to Dunbeholden. Scored 3 goals early, then got injured, Diego McKenzie, and obviously because of that he had to look for other options. Teddy Johnson, goal scoring has been an issue. The last time I saw McKenzie and Fuller partner each other, it actually wasn't a bad pairing. I'm surprised that he didn't go for that. Yeah, that was awkward there. A twist of the ankle, it seems, as well. Tivoli regained possession. Keano Simpson, one of their best players this season, the number 19, has scored 2 in the Premier League, playing from left back, has scored as well in the Lynk Cup. Keano Simpson has caused a lot of teams problems on that left-hand side this season. Sometimes has been criticised of being inconsistent, but I think this season we've seen better from him in a season which hasn't looked all that good for Tivoli Gardens.
And just by the fact that both Keano Simpson and Alton Lewis on the ball here have been getting on the score sheet, it just shows that maybe the 3 at the back formation is working because they can get forward. And in addition, it just shows that maybe the striker options really haven't been cutting it, so they've had to find other ways to get on the score sheet.
Well, Alton Lewis had been looking for a pass there, but it was broken up, and he will regain it here. Lewis keeps it in play on the right-hand side.
Was only a January transfer to Tivoli Gardens. Lewis, previously of Veer United.
Yeah. Crossfield pass there. Tivoli, of course, hitting with the wind. And you could see that sailing through the breeze there with pace. And it was well cut out. Pretty slow tempo to this game at the moment from both teams.
Only the first leg, remember, so maybe the teams don't want to go all out to blitz another team, but
you want the advantage though. Here is Christian. They're looking for the advantage now. Barnett into the area. Looks for his teammate. It comes back to McGregor! And is it into the back of the net? No. Well, that looked as if it had crossed the line, Ligier.
That certainly looked like it crossed the line.
The assistant says no, and play continues.
I'm certainly surprised that wasn't given as a goal. Would love to see that again soon. Play goes on, however.
Lots of talk in the stands. I think they thought it was a goal as well. It was Peter McGregor with the strike. Did take his own sweet time, Peter McGregor, to get off the strike. But it did look like he, had found his 5th goal of the season? Maybe not. Well, definitely not. Because Carvel Banton didn't blow his whistle to signal goal. Anyhow, Tivoli with it.
Did have a very good vantage point as well, did Banton.
This is a replay. Stephen Barnett pulling wide. This time, instead of going for the shot of ball in, which should have been handled by Penny Cook. That angle doesn't tell us much. This should tell us more. Here's McGregor. Took his time. The first touch wasn't good. Ooh. Yes, that's crossed the line. Crossed the line. That's a goal. Alton Lewis, the player there. Initially, when he made contact, it
was
seemed
a good
like
save.
Yeah, I thought he had saved it at that point. It was at the back edge of the line. But then after, when it bubbled off of his legs, yeah, that went behind the line. Unfortunate for Dunbeholden.
Yeah, they'll definitely feel hard done by.
Good effort by this man, though, Alton Lewis, doing it at both ends of the park.
Garnett, wide to Lewis. Looking for options. Back to Garnett.
Yeah. Just saw a glimpse of Keone Denton there. That was a major call, the first assistant. And only time will tell how costly that will be to Dunbeholden. Yeah, Jermaine Thomas. Oh, actually, no, I thought it was Jermaine Thomas at first. Having a look at the SportsMax app is the Dunbeholden. That was Craig Richards. Well, that's Craig Richards now.
Yeah, they wanted confirmation to see for themselves.
Yeah, SportsMax app ever present. This is it again. Peter McGregor here. Bad first touch, gets off the strike. Alton Lewis, the slide here, that was touch and go. But then certainly, after it got out of his legs, when he got tangled, that went beyond the line. All of the ball, of course, has to go across the line, and that certainly did happen eventually. Good defensive work, nonetheless, by Lewis to put his body on the line and make it difficult for the officials. Unfortunate for Peter McGregor, who would have had his 2nd goal, I make it, in the Lynk Cup this season. And yeah, it would have been 5th overall. Anyhow, no VAR, which would certainly have made it conclusive. Tivoli Gardens lift the fight again, trying to come forward, broken up. It's now with Ricardo Thomas. Pretty inverted there. Now to Barnett. Inside, nice 1-2 play. Gow looking for Barnett. And it's given away to Powell, now to Christian. Christian has been in good goal scoring form, you know, nice ball to the back post, and Barnett can't make contact. Oh, Barnett was in a good area, and any touch there would have had Watkins in problems.
It was a real teasing delivery by Nicoy Christian. The keeper couldn't come quick enough. He was in a very dangerous area. Dunbeholden keep on pressing on. Their coaching staff looking on, intrigued.
Yeah.
Probably wondering how they didn't get a goal, but they're still pushing for that opening goal.
Jermaine Thomas and Harold Thomas there. Harold Thomas, their technical director, has been in and out. We haven't seen him at all the games this season. Harold Thomas had the reins last year and was in and out due to health reasons. Jermaine Thomas taking over. It hasn't been an easy season for the last year's beaten finalists, Dunbeholden.
A lot of change in not only their squad but also their coaching staff as well this season, Dunbeholden. So I think they have done relatively well to cope with all of that and still put a very good foot forward this season. Still within a shout of getting back into the playoffs. 4 games left, as you mentioned earlier. Only 3 points off, and just judging by the fact that each team in and around it looking like they want to drop points every week, at least one of them. So it will be a race all the way down to the final game week, as it was last year. where we saw 3 teams being tied on points for that 6th position, and that 6th position is the position that went on to lift the title. So we see that once a team gets into the playoffs, how dangerous they can be. There's the Portmore team who currently occupy that 6th position. They'll be facing Malines in the game following this one.
Yeah, Portmore in the quarterfinals as well. They have been in excellent form, 4 wins from 5 in the Premier League, climbed into 6th spot. Philip Williams very happy with his team's recent performances. That new look forward line with Alex Marshall and Lamar Walker involved, and Siobhan Walsh, who's really found form. Their big number 30. Yeah.
I'm assuming he'll be wearing a different number today.
Well, who knows? Very hot conditions here. We did mention it was 30 degrees Celsius, and hence the players just getting a water break a few moments ago. Still 0-0. Maybe shouldn't have been. Tivoli coming forward now. Garnett inside. Thompson over the top. Loose ball here inside the area.
It was Tommy Lawrence.
Yeah, Tommy Lawrence losing his footing. And Dunbeholden with a chance to clear. Dunbeholden, when you look at it, they have conceded some 27 goals this 27 goals, yeah, this season in the Premier League. So it is a team that gives up chances, Dunbeholden, and Tivoli will be mindful of that, even though the fixtures this season haven't gone well for them. But yeah, this Dunbeholden team do have lapses in the back line from time to time, and they'll be counting on that. Treasure Beach in the first 90 minutes gave them a lot of problems and forced extra time, even though the result in the end looked pretty easy, but it was far from that in the first 90 minutes. Anyhow, Dunbeholden coming forward, Barnett, and it's wide of the mark.
Very involved so far, Barnett, getting that shot off. Dragged it wide, but more good intent by him.
Tivoli looked to play out to the back line. Here's a chance for Barnett. Was never on target. Usually has a pretty good radar in terms of where the goal is. Just swiveled and took an immediate shot. That's broken up well read there by O'Dane Samuels, who loves to drive forward. Spent quite a bit of his time here at Arnett Gardens with O'Dane Samuels. Attended Charlie Smith, that's just next door. Actually went to the schoolboy final in 2014 against Jamaica College. He was in that 3-man back line for Jerome Waite. Very used to that kind of formation, even though Dunbeholden play with 4. Here's O'Dane Samuels.
Although he is adept at going forward, he does sit in a lot to provide
good strength there by McGregor, who kicks on goal, and Watkins is down early and saves well. You can see the confidence coming back from McGregor. A few games ago, he was getting the ball in those positions in the 18-yard area, and first of all, he couldn't even control it. His confidence was so far gone.
Much less to shoot.
Yeah, bad touches, was hesitant to shoot, was opting to pass, but as you could see here, showing his strength. Granted, this is just outside of the 18, but immediately looking for a shot. That's good to see. And for a Dunbeholden team that are, as you said, 3 points outside of the playoff areas, you want your strikers to be finding form at this time, and both Barnett and McGregor in good form.
Tommy Lawrence down there.
First 2 rounds of this competition, the single match weeks, but as you said, the quarterfinals and the semi-finals will be twin legs. Here's the foul there. Was it an arm in the face of Lawrence? But yeah, 14 teams involved from the Premier League, 10 from the Tier 2. And in some other areas of the globe, you'd call that the Championship. You'd have the Premier League and then the Championship. Well, this is Jamaica's Championship, the Tier 2, which right now have 12 teams. Yeah. And of course, the teams involved in this year's Lynk Cup are based on last year's results. So the 10 from last year, as well as the 2 who were promoted to the Premier League. There's Malines United. They'll be playing Portmore in our second big match here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Think about a team like Albion Mountain, who Tivoli met in the first round, a team out of St. Mary in that Tier 2. Only one Tier 2 team making it through to the round of 16, and that was Treasure Beach, who Dunbeholden eventually beat. That was a match we were talking about, that 4-1 victory. But yeah, the Premier League teams dominating. In fact, the Treasure Beach game, they actually played another Tier 2 team. That was the only Tier 2 matchup in the round of 32, the Portlanders. Into the area from Ricardo Thomas, and it's well defended on this occasion by Tivoli. Barrington Price gets it away, and look at that touch there from Nicoy Christian. Beauty. Samuels into the area again, looking for McGregor, and Watkin. Price actually gets in the way of things, and it's out for a throw to Tivoli. Good deliveries into the area from right and left. Samuels on that occasion. We've seen Ricardo Thomas on the left. Sometimes it's been Christian as well from deep. But Tivoli have defended well enough so far. A couple half opportunities and a goal that probably should have been given. But even on that goal, it was good defensive work by Lewis. Even though we think it was unsuccessful, the fact that he would have put his body on the line like that and made it difficult was good to see from the former Veer United man.
And the initial save was successful. It was just a bubble that really took it over the line.
But because you were sliding, he didn't really have control of the legs at that point, which, of course, the ball isn't going to stay steady. Christian with a nice crossfield pass yet again. Finds Samuels. Nice 1-2 play there between Gow and Samuels, but it doesn't come off. It's well read. And Simpson looks to get away. It's inside now to Garnett. Garnett, that was a difficult pass there, and looking to regain possession, Tivoli. Now with a long pass in the wind. Robinson out of his area. Nice through pass, looking, and then a strike from outside the area, and that's not going to bother Carlos Robinson. You did mention at first that you were surprised that he went for Tommy Lawrence. How do you think that is working so far? Because Lawrence not really getting the service at all. In fact, not even Fuller getting into the game much.
Yeah, I think the role that both Fuller and Lawrence are playing they're both two natural strikers, so they're both looking to drop off and not possibly making runs in behind, even into the channels, to create some havoc in that Dunbeholden back line. So I think maybe they need more of a focal point. But where would that focal point even come from, even off the bench? Because Diego McKenzie is another one of those roaming strikers.
Yeah, they're runners, aren't they?
Yeah, as opposed to being that real hold-up man that Dunbeholden have in McGregor and, of course, in Barnett. So
yeah,
two
McGregor
contrasting styles.
Yeah, McGregor more willing to play that point man role. I actually think that that Barnett plays a running role well, likes to make those diagonal runs and find a little bit of space. McGregor can play with his back to goal a lot better. So they're actually a good pairing if you think about it, once they get that chemistry going, because Barnett is always willing to run and move off of defender, whereas McGregor willing to post up. But yet Tivoli's forward line not getting it right so far. They're more or less playing with a 3-6-1, I think it looks like most of the time.
Maybe even a 3-8.
Into the area. Yeah. Christian, nice pass there through the middle, and Powell is it taking way too long on the ball there. Or Bowers it was. Romain Bowers, quick pass, and Watkins has done really well there. Watkins, Kiwang Watkins, coming back into this Tivoli team at the expense of Nicholas Clark, and the first 36 minutes, when he's been called upon, he's done very well. Strong, decisive, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. You want him to be certain. Here's Nicoy Christian through the middle again to Barnett. Nice crossfield pass there. Into the area for McGregor. And wow, that should have been a goal there. That should have been another for Peter McGregor. To give Watkins credit, he came out big, he came out strong again and made it difficult for McGregor. But you've got to be hitting the target from there, Peter. Oh wow, and it was well wide in the end, Ligier.
Yeah, he opened up his body, maybe wasn't the right angle for that, probably just could have tried hitting that one even straight. As soon as he opened up his body, he was always going to be hitting it with a bit of curl going away. And there was no curl really, he just hit it away. Not the best of finishes there by McGregor. He said he was finding back his confidence. I hope that doesn't dent it too much. But more good play by Dunbeholden again getting some space in that Tivoli Gardens box.
Still a bit of a smile on the face, and his shoulders are up still, Peter McGregor. The fact that he's getting into those kind of positions is still a good sign. It was this time attacking through the spine where Dunbeholden, and as I said, Watkins didn't give him any time. By the time the ball came to McGregor and he looked up, Watkins was there, big, and arms apart, legs spread as well. And I agree with you that maybe the open body finish wasn't the right thing. He should have probably been looking to close his body and place it towards the far corner. But credit to Watkins for not giving him time to think, and he threw him off. Just look at it here. Caught the ball there, and yeah, he did actually have a little bit of time, you know, but Watkins, yeah, was coming out with all the aggression, and another chance wasted for Dunbeholden. That should have been 1-0. Tivoli, they would love to create a chance inside the area. We are yet to see one. Strike from way out from Barrington Price. Ambitious to say the least. Has scored 3 goals this season in the Premier League, though, Barrington Price, but none from that kind of distance. Actually, a couple pretty good finishes as well. Saw them at the Ashenine Stadium. Did have a double.
Scored a penalty in that game.
Yeah. A penalty and a nice right-footed finish as well. Price tends to more score a lot of goals with his head when he comes up for set plays. Has 11 in his Premier League career. The big centre-back. That's a nice play inside the area. Lawrence! And that's 1-0. Well. Totally against the run of play. We said they were looking for a chance inside the 18, but why when you can strike it like that? Tommy Lawrence from outside the area on the volley into the corner. Carlos Robinson beaten. Tivoli Gardens off the mark.
We were questioning whether or not that strike partnership was working. It definitely worked there. Both Fuller and Tommy Lawrence linking up. Fuller laying that one off. Really good play. And Tommy Lawrence isn't known for his goals, but once he got into that position, he just put his foot through it. And that was enough to guide it all the way into the top corner, giving Tivoli Gardens the lead. They said he was against the run of play. It definitely was. Dunbeholden will feel hard done by, but it's Tivoli taking the lead in this one. Close to half-time as well. Really good time to score. Tivoli Gardens 1, Dunbeholden 0.
On the edge of the 18, Tommy Lawrence has scored just 1 so far this season. Make that 2. Tommy Lawrence, 19 yards out, and a thunderous right-footed volley into the corner. Robinson diving in vain. Assist Fuller, and that's what you'd want to see. Both Lawrence and Fuller playing a little bit closer together, because that's the kind of thing that was intelligent from young Fuller. That was not an easy cushioned header just to set it right, and Lawrence was under pressure as well. And to get off the strike, I'm not sure if it was Samuels who was sliding in with the challenge. Could easily have put him off. And look at that. A chance at one end for McGregor, doesn't take it. And Tivoli make them pay. A chance to come forward again, broken up on this occasion. Now across to Ricardo Thomas. Here is Stephen Barnett on the edge of the 18, into the 18-yard area, and a deflection. Takes it just wide of the goal, still in play. Nice pass by Gow. Gow to Samuel. Samuel's dribbling inside the area. And this time Keena Simpson. I tell you, this Keena Simpson, he's probably been their player of the season so far.
Very consistent.
They're number 19. And yeah, they get the danger out. 1-0 Tivoli. 42nd minute. Tommy Lawrence.
Maybe Tivoli will start playing with a bit more confidence now, and that's a confident pass.
This time a volley from outside here. Alton Lewis trying his luck. Did score in the 3-1 win against Falkland, Alton Lewis. But his volley nowhere near the quality of Tommy Lawrence 2 minutes ago, and it's out for a goal kick.
Christopher Matthews needing some assistance now. Centre back, playing that outside right centre back role, very important as well because of the fact that Alton Lewis goes forward so much, so he always has to defend that challenge channel. Tommy Lawrence, goal scorer. I said that he's played in so many positions this season, been shifted around, but always gives the same endeavor, same work rate, and it was that work rate that allowed him to latch on to that pass. Here it is again.
Yeah, that was a beautiful strike, a pure strike. And he was on that side of the goal, you know, was Carlos Robinson, but it was so good a strike that by the time he was looking to react, it was past him. Right into the far corner, and he would have been proud of that strike. Would have Jermaine Johnson, who scored some stunners in his time. Just the kind of goal Tivoli need to continue to boost this Lynk Cup for them. It's been a disappointing Premier League season, to say the least.
Yeah, they're currently 10 without a win, and in that run of 10 without a win, they have a couple draws and a couple losses where they even scored first. So I think it will be very important to them to see if they can even hold out this result going forward.
Yeah, Tivoli Gardens are five-time Premier League champions, and to be sitting in 12th in the current league for a pedigree team like them, that's disappointing.
Albeit a very safe 12th. Not much challenge coming from below them to really drag them in a real relegation scrap, but at 12th does not look good.
Here is Barnett looking to make things square. Barnett, and that's wide of the mark. Never really got a good handle on it. Never really wrapped his foot around it. Stephen Barnett, and was always going wide. He's had a couple of strikes so far, and they've been disappointing. This is a fixture he has enjoyed right throughout. Stephen Barnett did win the Golden Boot with Tivoli Gardens in the Premier League in 2018-19 when he scored 13 goals.
Alton Lewis winning a corner for Tivoli. Basically on the stroke of halftime, we'll see how much stoppage time there is.
Actually, what was I saying? I was actually mixing up Stephen Barnett there. This 7-goal season is actually his best. 5 goals he scored last season. Sorry, not 13. 5 goals last season for Tivoli, in a season where he started late. Tivoli with a corner now into the area. And yeah, couldn't really get there on the volley. Hit it on the half volley. Yeah, getting my lines crossed with Colorado Murray and Stephen Barnett. Barnett was injured at the start of last season, then came and scored 5 goals for Tivoli before making his transfer to Dunbeholden, where he scored 7. Colorado Murray, the ex-Tivoli man who had the Golden Boot in 18-19.
He'll look to be in action tomorrow, Colorado Murray, for Harbourview.
For Harbourview, yeah.
In their tie against Chapelton.
Good defensive work, is it? Yes. Through to Carlos Robinson. Chevoy Watkin You're not going to get around him easily. Fuller enjoying the challenge. And that's what I like about Fuller as well. Always positive, always willing to come again with his work. Long ball, they've gone to sleep a bit, have Dunbeholden. Here is Nicoy Christian in the middle of the park. Nice pass out wide.
Well,
Inside out.
Keena Simpson.
Yeah, Keena Simpson again. But Dean Samuels looking to get those overlapping runs going a lot more in this first half. Nice ball into the area again, looking for McGregor, who fouls Barrington Price, and it will be a free kick. 3 minutes of stoppages have almost elapsed. Peter McGregor trying to get on the end of it. We're in that last minute now. Had the best chance for Dunbeholden. Should probably have been rewarded with a goal maybe 5-10 minutes before that, where his shot actually did cross the line, but it wasn't seen by the officials. But then had a point blank chance, couldn't hit the target, and 30 seconds later his team conceded.
I'm not sure if that's Christopher Matthews taking no chances or if it was an attempted pass. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it's winding down to halftime, so he is taking no chances.
Powell inside to Bowers. Bowers well tackled there. Comes now to Lawrence, as you said, liking to come deep to get position the goal scorer. And yeah, that was a striker's challenge there from Lawrence. Gives up the free kick. Samuels brought down. Samuels getting forward so much in the latter part of this first half. Dean Samuels. Yeah, and that's it. Carvel Banton has seen enough in the first half. Yeah, a first half that for much of it Dunbeholden dominated. Probably should have had a goal from Peter McGregor on 2 occasions, in fact. Couldn't find the back of the net. And Tivoli Gardens on a Tommy Lawrence strike from 19 yards out lead after 45 minutes in the quarterfinal of the Lynk Cup by a 1-0. Lynk Cup Quarterfinal action here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, and after 45 minutes, Tivoli Gardens lead Dunbeholden by a goal to nil. Carville Banton, the man with the whistle, and Dunbeholden were on the front foot right away, looking for their leading goal scorer, Stephen Barnett. And a bit of miscommunication there. And yeah, there another opportunity for Barnett, headed wide himself and Ricardo Thomas into the area. Tivoli not much going forward in the early stages, and Dunbeholden, they were threatening. Then this moment, Stephen Barnett inside to McGregor. His first touch wasn't good, but then this strike, which the officials didn't see, the ball actually crossing the line fully. Look at it. And yeah, didn't see it. Alton Lewis with the slide, and he got away with it. Then Peter McGregor with a shot on target, which was easily saved by Watkins, and should have had a goal for himself here, McGregor. Oh, they should have been on target from the big number 9. Watkins did well to get out. And then the link-up play, Fuller to Lawrence, and Lawrence with a magnificent strike off the right foot on the volley into the corner. Carlos Robinson, no chance. Tivoli 1-0 after 40 minutes. Just Tommy Lawrence's second goal of the season in all competitions, and just kissing the crest there. And Tivoli were on their way. 6 and 1 on target for Tivoli, and what a shot on target it was. 2 on target from 13 attempts from Dunbeholden. They've had so much going forward, but they have not been clinical. 12 fouls between the two. Carville Banton has kept his cards in the pocket, and we have seen 3 offsides, 2 for Dunbeholden, 1 for Tivoli Gardens. Watkins has made 1 save, and yeah, Dunbeholden, as we said, majority of the possession, but nothing to show for it. After 45 minutes, it's Tivoli Gardens 1, Dunbeholden 0. We go to a break. When we come back, second half action in the Lynk Cup. first staging of the Lynk Cup is underway and in the quarter-final stages. And Tivoli Gardens lead Dunbeholden by a goal to nil after 45 minutes in the first quarter-final. A Tommy Lawrence strike in the 40th minute, the difference after a half that Dunbeholden dominated for the majority. Leger Williams is still with me. Leger, lots of work for Dunbeholden to get back into this one, but you would have to say, based on what we've seen in the first half, there's a lot of positives for them.
Yeah, their attacking play was really strong. They tried to get down in between the half spaces, especially of the Tivoli Gardens backline. They managed to do so on a couple occasions. They created some good chances. Peter McGregor may feel unlucky to not have scored. Then he also should have scored another. They've also had a couple half chances as well. So they took 13 shots in that first half. So Dunbeholden did have good attacking play, but the one time they gave Tivoli a half chance that was taken by Tommy Lawrence really well. So I think it's just really up to them to continue doing what they're doing to push forward and get a goal in this game. Of course, it's a two-legged affair, so 1-0 isn't an awful result for them, but I'm sure they'll want a positive result going into that second leg next week.
Yeah, so all not lost for Dunbeholden. I'm sure by now, well, the officials as well as many of the players, you saw Peter McGregor having a word with Carvel Banton that I think he was saying to him that, look, that ball did cross the line, you know, in the first half, but that's done and dusted, that is gone. He had a beautiful chance after that he should have scored, and 45 minutes to try and get things readjusted, but it's been a frustrating half for the management team of Dunbeholden. But this man, Jermaine Johnson, must be happy with that strike from Tommy Lawrence. We did question whether Lawrence was the right man up front, and yeah, he certainly answered his critics, and we were talking about the chemistry as well between himself and Fuller, and in that moment they got it right. Only one shot on target in the first half, and it was a goal. And
I think that if that shot counts as one inside the box, maybe it was a little bit out, that might have been their only shot from within the box as well. It was probably their closest shot of the game so far, and it just goes to what you said about both of the strikers playing as close as possible together. That's always very important when it comes down to a strike partnership, as we can see with Dunbeholden with their strike partnership. So Tivoli, if they do that more often, as we're going to see a substitution here actually. Bowers
will be out, Romain Bowers.
Look like we're going to see Malachi Douglas.
Yeah, Malachi Douglas, who scored in that, has scored in the Lynk Cup so far this season.
Also scored against Tivoli Gardens in Dunbeholden's 4-1 win over them. A comeback win, mind you, a few weeks ago. So he'll add some good play in that midfield.
Yeah.
Young Malachi Douglas, captain Clarendon College to 2 trophies in the recently concluded schoolboy football season.
Was the MVP for the Costa Cup, Malachi Douglas, and the all-man in all the Costa match as well. Still trying to find his feet in the Premier League. His only strike was actually in that match that we were speaking of, that 4-1 win over Tivoli. Scored the 3rd goal, the Douglas. Tivoli on the front foot now to start the second half. Garnett. Wide here to Matthews. Kept in play. Matthews works hard to get it back. Now with Lewis. Lewis overlapping on the right hand side. Inside. And Fuller.
Probably to the wrong option there. Had 2 players, 2 teammates on the right hand side.
Robinson taking long to clear and can't find Go on the right hand side, and it will be out for a throw. 3-5-2, what Tivoli Gardens are playing. At times it doesn't seem that way. There's a confirmation of the change. Douglas for Bowers. Had nothing really going forward in the first half apart from that strike, which has made all the difference. And that in Tivoli Dunbeholden, they're playing with a 4-4-2. Now here's Fuller. He's again muscle, but yeah, illegally so by Chevoy Watkin. Just seemed like there was an arm extension there, which is why Carvel Banton blew the whistle.
I think he did something similar in the first half in the box. It's not going to be called as a penalty, but I think when you, as a defender, if you're just going for the player, trying to body the player instead of trying to shield the ball or shepherd the ball, I think that is a foul, and very well done by Carvel Banton.
McCain from the left-hand side into the area. And offside is a call. Keone Denton there, the man who was involved in that critical moment in the first half. Ball inside the area, cleared. Big clearance, but because of the breeze it doesn't go very far. They are now kicking against the breeze, Tivoli. Dunbeholden, last year's beaten finalist in the Premier League, their best showing in their history. Tivoli Gardens know all about winning the Premier League. They've won it 5 times, albeit none since 2010-2011. 4 times they have also got to the final. They have been runners-up 4 occasions. Pedigree team, this pedigree club, Tivoli Gardens. Doing some good defending there. The captain, Penny Cook, getting into the thick of things. Tivoli finished, was it 9th, I think, last season? 8th or 9th last season. 8th, I think, in the end. And yeah, they are doing some defending now. Go into the air on the left foot. Weak shot. Garnett with a chance to clear. Gives it up again to Tyrese. Go. Comes back to Christian. And unusually so, Christian's pass is inaccurate. Has been scoring goals from outside the 18-yard area of recent, Nicoy Christian, including a wonder goal from the half line or so.
Last time out.
Yeah. That was a nice 4-0 win against Mobay United, where he scored twice, Nicoy Christian.
2 very good goals, one with either foot.
Yeah. The left from half line, and then the right from outside the 18-yard area, off the upright. Into the area now. Chance for Tivoli Gardens, and well sorted out by Carlos Robinson. Got himself into a good position. Just thought Fuller was a bit tentative in terms of how he attacked that ball. Maybe if he was braver, the number 11, he might have been in.
Quick throw-in taken by Tivoli on that occasion, leading to that chance. Tommy Lawrence involved again, but couldn't return the favor to Fuller.
Dunbeholden, as it's been throughout the game, have had majority of the possession, but still yet to really penetrate this Tivoli defense at will. Ball into the area again from Christian, well defended. Christian. And it's out for a throw. I think sometimes the Dunbeholden team are a little bit too slow in terms of how they attack, allowing the Tivoli defenders to regroup and get into good positions. No real pace injected. Well, Teddy Johnson having something to say from the sidelines and receives a yellow card from Carvel Banton. Quite a fiery player in his time was Jeremy Teddy Johnson. He'll get the occasional red. I think he's a lot calmer now as a manager, as a coach. Here's Keano Simpson into the area. First touch wasn't good and gives up possession. Samuels. Nice pass. First touch is awkward from Barnett and he gives up possession. Taken with the outside of the boot. It was a good pass by Odean Samuels, but Barnett's touch didn't put him in an advantageous position. And he turns it over. Gives up a throw. Second half starting like the first. Wayward passes, lots of turnovers, and not much quality. Another example, Ricardo Thomas doing too much. It's out for a throw to Tivoli Gardens. Here is Nikoi Christian. Well, that is a lovely pass, and that is through. And Stephen Barnett can't put the finish on target. Well, can't put on the finishing touches, can he? And as it's been for Dunbeholden so far in the first 53 minutes, the shots have been off target.
Watkins was in no man's land there.
Yeah.
Barnett couldn't just steer it into that far corner. Another chance goes agonizingly by for Dunbeholden.
Again, Barnett, though, not left with a lot of time to think, because Watkins, I do agree with you that he was out of position, but one thing, he was coming.
Striker had to make his mind up really quickly.
Yeah, he made up his mind that he was coming, and he was coming quickly as well. So Barnett had to think on his feet and put it wide. Now Samuels. Keno Simpson. Plays a nice 1-2 with Garnett. Simpson changes the play. Pass. Forces Lewis to have to retrack his steps, and they'll start over with Tivoli. Price outside to Simpson again. Simpson, this is a better pass. Poor touch that was from McCain. It's been a scrappy start to the second half, but Tivoli still have the lead. A 40th minute strike from Tommy Lawrence, who plays a nice pass out wide looking for Lewis, but it's intercepted by Ricardo Thomas, and that was sensible by Chavoy Watkin. It's out for a goal kick.
That was probably one of the better passages of play by Tivoli Gardens so far in this game. Putting the ball down and playing some good passes, but eventually there was one that let them down by Tommy Lawrence, but good intentions to start the second half.
Whistle on the play. Free kick Dunbeholden. All quarterfinals and semi-finals, two-legged ties. Dunbeholden about to make a change. Stephen Williams will be on. Tyrese Gow, the young energetic player, not showing much today, and he's off.
Does usually come on as a substitute, Williams. Not usually this early. Clearly it's something that the Dunbeholden coaching staff saw.
Stephen Williams did score in that same 4-1 win over Tivoli in March.
Got the last of those goals.
Yeah, in stoppage time. Was on as a substitute, as you said. There's confirmation. Williams on for Gow. Does have a dangerous left foot, does Stephen Williams. Only scored twice so far this season in the Premier League. Over 20 goals in his career. Anyhow, Dunbeholden doing some defending now. Here is Simpson. Again, Simpson does not showing the pace needed to get around Samuels, who does well. Forces him back.
Certainly backed himself, however.
Yeah. Pennycook. Crossfield pass. Finds Lewis. Lewis to Lawrence. Lawrence. Good skill there. Lawrence. Turns. Finds McCain. McCain wide to Lewis. Lewis, good skill inside. Lewis, nice 1-2 play. Alton Lewis inside the area with the strike. It's blocked again by Lewis, and it's mishandled there by Carlos Robinson. And Dunbeholden finally get it away with Watkin. Comes to Barnett. Barnett looking for McGregor. That's not going to work. Into McCain. No whistle on the play. Lewis. And well, Fuller was offside. Extravagant attempt by the 17-year-old as well. and he doesn't make much contact. But Dunbeholden turn it over again.
Tivoli looking much better on the ball to start the second half. More good passages of play, especially on that right hand side.
Feeling more confident, Tivoli, who have already played 2 matches in the Lynk Cup, and this is their 3rd, and they will receive a free kick here. And Ricardo Thomas will receive a yellow card. Not Ricardo, it's actually Powell. Shaquem Powell receiving the yellow card.
Shaquem Powell, who now has a more permanent starting role since Dunbeholden's captain got a broken leg, of course, Fabian McCarthy. So he's the one playing at the base of that midfield now. Has been doing an admirable job, but got escaped on that occasion, giving up the foul and receiving a yellow card.
Yeah, rightfully so. This was a chance. Alton Lewis, good skill inside, played a nice 1-2 play there with Thompson. The strike initially came back to Lewis from an acute angle. And Carlos Robinson, not the best handling there, should have done better and put it back into the business area. Luckily for him, one of his teammates were able to clear in Chavoy Watkin. They have more defending to do though, Dunbeholden. A free kick to Tivoli Gardens. First leg, first quarterfinal, and they lead by a goal to 0. Lewis into the area, nice ball in. And it was Barrington Price who was looking to get at on the end of that. Didn't make clean contact, and this will be another foul. Yes, good work again by Tivoli Gardens. McCain winning the free kick. This was a chance. Price, not a clean header by any means. And Dunbeholden finally getting it away. Not for long. Free kick again. 60th minute. Can Tivoli double their lead? Lewis again. Lewis into the area. Can't be the first defender, and then the strike coming in from Tommy Lawrence again on the volley. And this time it's just wide. He can strike it, Tommy Lawrence.
Certainly caught it well, but it seems as if there's a coming together after the play between Barrington Price and it looks like Watkin.
Yeah, well, Carvel Banton is going over to his assistant, Keone Denton. Off the ball incident, it seems like. And Barrington Price could be in some trouble here. He goes to the top pocket. It's yellow. It's yellow for Barrington Price. Yeah, for a moment there, he was worrying Barrington Price. If I were him, I wouldn't continue the argument. This was a strike for Tommy Lawrence, which was just wide. Then, well, play acting there. And Chavoy Watkin, well, that's never good to see. Price is upset, and rightfully so. He shouldn't have been booked for that. Watkin with the dramatics. And he sold it well to Keone Denton.
Yeah, he sold it well to me as well. I thought that he was in some serious problems there, but good decision and cooler heads prevailed eventually. Although I'm sure Barrington Price will still be upset with the yellow card.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it wasn't anything more than that, because that would have been a grand mistake from the officials. Anyhow, Dunbeholden still with the majority of the possession. A slight improvement from Tivoli in the second half. They still have the lead though. Nice pass, crossfield, and nearly comes back to Lawrence. Now Lewis into Lawrence. Lawrence still with it. It was almost a mistimed challenge inside the box. Lewis shows that skill again, but this time Ricardo Thomas is not going to fall for it, and it's out for a corner.
Tivoli really putting on some serious pressure here. You mentioned that Dunbeholden are susceptible sometimes to chances. Tivoli are carving out a good portion of them.
Yeah. Lewis from the corner flag to the penalty spot, finds Price. Price can't control his header, and it's over the bar. Goal kick, Dunbeholden. This is the first edition of the Lynk Cup 2023. Started with a 32-team draw, 24 teams involved, 8 teams got byes. The top 6 in the Premier League from last season and the 2 promoted teams from Tier 2 forming the 24. Now a chance inside the area. Fuller! And Tivoli make it 2. Poor defensive work again by Dunbeholden. They give up chances and this time they pay the price. Nekalia Fuller with a calm head and the 17-year-old makes it 2-0 for Tivoli Gardens in the second half.
Wayward clearance by, I think it was Watkins. Oh, that was poor by him, and Fuller, to his credit, stayed extremely calm given the circumstances, under pressure. That's a cool finish, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way completely. Good finish. Yep. Good finish by Fuller there, and it's Tivoli Gardens 2. In the first half, we could have said it was against the run of play, but in the second half, Tivoli Gardens have deserved another goal, and they do have it. It's Tivoli Gardens 2, Dunbeholden 0 in this quarterfinal, the first leg, and Tivoli Gardens now have 2 goals to defend.
63rd minute strike from Nekalia Fuller, and no goal so far in the Premier League this season, but he has 2 in the Lynk Cup. And here he goes again. And Chevoy Watkin, who usually is so safe in the back line for Dunbeholden, doesn't make many mistakes. Well, that was one. And is it retribution for his play acting 2 minutes before that, where he pretended that he got hit from Barrington Price? It certainly wasn't so based on replays. Got Barrington Price booked. And then that mistake.
Dare I say that the eye poke is what may have impeded him and led him to make that mistake. He said it was retribution. It certainly was. Okay, it was certainly unlike him. And here comes Tivoli again.
Here they go. McCain inside the area. Well, I'm not sure who he was looking for there. McCain. And when the ball just stopped there, back spin. And good thing that O'Dane Samuels was aware and was able to clear. Well, Dunbeholden in the league doing the double over Tivoli, 2-0 and 4-1. But in the Lynk Cup, it's been all Tivoli Gardens so far in terms of scoring.
And this is the beauty of cup competitions.
Here they go again. Keano Simpson. Inside to Thompson. That wasn't the best challenge. Simpson, well, yeah, that was too heavy. Lots of work for Jermaine Thomas to do. One of the coaches that operate in the schoolboy league as well, in the Costa Cup with McGrath High and in the Premiership. Fuller is down. At 17 years of age, we're sure he's not out. Goal scorer in the 3-1 win over Falkland in the round of 16, Nekalia Fuller. And now today, back-to-back goals for the Tivoli number 11 in the Lynk Cup. Well, these are the chances that Dunbeholden have gotten. Peter McGregor with the best of them. And that was a nice pass to him, and he wasn't even close, was Peter McGregor. Yes, Watkins made himself big, but he should have done better. Then Stephen Barnett with this chance. Again, Watkins off his line early. Somewhat no man's land, but he forced McGregor to make a decision, and his toe poke was wide. Sorry, Barnett on that occasion. Their number 17, Stephen Barnett, leading goal scorer this season for Dunbeholden, and unable to hit the target on both occasions, Dunbeholden, and hence they have drawn blank. And we are now halfway through the second half. Of course, this is a two-legged tie, so still opportunity for Dunbeholden to get back in it. All is not lost.
One goal before the end of this game, and the cat is right back amongst the pigeons, as the saying goes.
Yeah, there's a patrons in there. Jamie Hay plays Senior Cup at Kensington Cricket Club in there. Young
assistant cricket coach at Campion College as well.
Correct, Jamie Hay. All-rounder. Well, it hasn't been an all-round performance so far for Dunbeholden because they've got chances and haven't scored. Here is Stephen Williams looking to change that. We said he had a dangerous left foot, and he does. And he forced a big save out of Watkins, who quite frankly today has been awesome for Tivoli Gardens.
Yeah, and he tried to catch out Watkins at that near post. Quick look up, quick shot, but Watkins was equal to it, as you said. And Dunbeholden looking to try and find back the attacking thrust that they had in the first 45 minutes.
Corner into the area, defended on this occasion. Thompson out with it. Watkin was there.
I'm wondering if his shouts aren't loud enough, because it's not for the first time that his defenders are heading the ball out of his hands.
That has happened about 4 times. Into the area again. This time it's Watkins and Watkins alone, and he's heavily challenged by Dane Samuels, and it's a foul.
Did really well to hold on to that in the end as well, despite it being a foul. Yeah, good strong goalkeeping there.
Yeah, I've been impressed with his performance. The Tivoli number 40.
But one thing must be said though, Chris, around 30 minutes into the game we were wondering if the Tivoli strike partnership was working. But I think since then, the next 39 minutes of action, both of those two players have really come to the fore, and they've really impacted the game in a significant way. Both of them involved in the goals.
Yeah, agreed. Actually 29 minutes since. Yeah, but point taken for sure that, and I think also they've been playing a lot closer together, Ligier in Fuller and Lawrence. Hence, more ability for that chemistry to flourish. Into the area, good shot. Watkins handles easily in the end. That one coming in from Powell.
Dunbeholden preparing 2 changes.
Lewis looking to get forward, broken up. Yeah, 2 changes coming in. See Rohan Brown. It looks like Brian Burkett as well, the young St. George's star. Burkett, who scored some 16 goals this season in the schoolboy competition, Manning Cup. Hasn't really found his footing yet in the Premier League, Brian Burkett, but he has a talented left foot and good eye as well in terms of finding a pass. Rohan Brown has been good in good goal scoring form. He scored 2 in that 4-1 win over Treasure Beach. 2 goals in extra time to seal it, Rohan Brown. And they'll be hoping that he can probably find another 2 today. Nicoy Christian is taken off. No more goals for him today. And Brian Burkett, as we said, on. And there's Rohan Brown. Stephen Barnett is a player who will be replaced, their leading goal scorer, but he just hasn't been on target today. Stephen Barnett hasn't kept up his scoring form against his former team.
Important to remember as well that Dunbeholden are not only in the Lynk Cup, but they're also in a scrap to get into the playoff places. So rotation of the squad will prove very important, although they do want a result in this game, of course, but they have to be wary of how they use their squad.
Dunbeholden have a tough match against Arnett Gardens on Monday, so just about 5 days to recover, yeah, before that big match against Arnett Gardens.
And then probably another 2 days to recover for the second leg of this game.
Arnett Gardens
this time.
Second place in the Jamaica Premier League, so yeah, that will be a heavy fixture for them. And in the interviews you did ask how important this competition was for these teams, and they are taking it seriously. They are fully dedicated to the knockout competition. Lots of incentives, $1.6 million for the winning club. So yeah, it's a big deal. 1.4 for the second place club, just over $1 million. 1,050,000 for third place, and 800,000 for the fourth place team. So big money being pumped in by Lynk.
Not only for the teams, but for the players as well.
Players as well, yes.
They'll be getting a $5,000 cash prize for each goal they score.
Well, we have two scorers, so Fuller and Lawrence, they have 5,000 each already. No wonder we're seeing some players who haven't scored in the Premier League turning up in the Lynk Cup. Yeah, well, their pockets are looking pretty.
I wonder what's going to happen if they were to get a penalty.
There might be a fight. It's not all for the players as well. There's incentive for the fans. $25,000 will be given away on behalf of Lynk to a fan at each game via the Lynk app. You have the Lynk app, Leger?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
But I don't think I'm eligible.
Well, famous Arnett Gardens fan, Paul, enjoying the well-known soup here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. He's eligible. Here is Burkett with that left foot we spoke about into the area. Ooh, that was dangerous. And was it Simpson allowed it to go? And I would say McGregor was a half step away.
I think if he gambled just a little bit more, he may have gotten at the end of that. A lot of discussion in that Tivoli Gardens backline following that one. I'm sure they're urging each other to keep the composure. They're in a really good position in this game. Not only in this game, actually, in the tie generally. 2-0 lead over Dunbeholden.
Big league. They want to get into the semi-finals, do Tivoli, and get amongst those cash prizes we were talking about and more, because it's been a very inconsistent last 2 seasons for Tivoli Gardens. This season even worse than last season. And they sit 12th in the Premier League table at the moment. No chance of getting into the playoffs, really. And something for them here if they play well. And that will be easy for Watkins, who has had a good afternoon, and based on his performance, we'll be hoping he can keep a clean sheet. By the way, those fans who are wondering if they're eligible for the 25,000, you must pay to enter these games, and it's via the Lynk app. Your chance of winning $25,000. The money is actually deposited into the Lynk wallet, as they call it. And what a good incentive this is from Lynk. Kemoy Burke, the man from Lynk in charge of sponsorship and marketing, and he's been all over the media in terms of, you know, getting everyone interested in this, and what a good thing it is for the All-Ireland knockout football opportunity. Something that has been missing since 2014, so it's great to see it's back under a new name, under a new heading, and with new action. And Tivoli Gardens making the most of it so far in the first 77 minutes of this one in our first quarter-final. Tivoli going to make a couple changes of their own. Rodico Wellington, last year's top goal scorer for them. Last season he had some 7 goals, his best return as a Premier League player. He's been around a long time, started out, remember, in the Premier League at Marvelly Huenden. He will be coming on now. Has worn the captain's armband at times as well, Rodico Wellington. He's coming on for Tommy Lawrence, who scored the first of 2 for Tivoli from 19 yards out. A great right-footed volley. and Nicola Fuller. So it's a full change in the front line. Fuller is off as well, the other goal scorer, and yeah, Janelle Ray is on.
Both goal scorers getting a rest.
Ray hasn't got on the score sheet so far this season. Wellington has 3.
One of those, a sumptuous free kick a few weeks back.
Yeah, 3 in the Premier League, 1 in the Lynk Cup against the Albion Mountain team. So he actually has 4 on the season, Radico Wellington. Dunbeholden, this would be the first this season that they would be drawing a blank against Tivoli. 4-1 and 2-0 wins. A fixture they have enjoyed over the last few seasons. But today, they haven't had their shooting boots on, and the chances have fallen to the informed players in terms of goal scoring for them. Here's one of them, McGregor, and he's fouled. That should be a yellow card to Barrington Price. He's not going to get away with that. Well, he's on a yellow card already. He's off Barrington Price. Well, I'm not sure how sensible a challenge that was, and Barrington Price pays the price. Yeah, he's off. And to think that that yellow card wasn't deserved, it's very unfortunate for Barrington Price. He's disappointed. Not much to say. He knows what he has done there. And Tivoli will have to finish this game with 10 men. Did he need to make that challenge though? Peter McGregor had so much work to do. He was far out of the box. And he's cost his team the former captain. Easy decision for Carvel Banton. And even though it was unfortunate, his first yellow card, that one was well deserved. Bye-bye, Barrington Price.
Tivoli have now 10 minutes plus stoppage time to see out. They already had 3 centre-backs on the field, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of formation or system they'll employ for the rest of this game.
Burkett with the left foot again to deliver this one. Into the area, high. That should be easy for Watkin. Too much flight on that. He needed more pace behind that delivery. Brian Burkett. A hopeful loft. And the kind of form Watkins has been in today, that wasn't going to cause any trouble.
I think we're probably going to see maybe Radico Wellington drop back a bit into midfield. Used to playing there. Has played up top, of course, this season, but here he is pressuring the ball, Radico Wellington.
Yeah, I agree. He will help the midfield quite a bit. Burkett, nice pass by Burkett to McGregor. McGregor, an awkward run, but he's offside in any case. Good vision by Burkett. But just look at how McGregor tried to position himself to make that strike. He threw off himself. He ran way too wide.
He approached the ball as if he wanted to take the shot with his left foot.
Yeah.
And then still ended up taking it with his right.
Yeah. And his balance was off as well. Anyway, he was offside. Wouldn't have counted. 10 minutes to go. And Tivoli enjoying a 2-0 lead in this first leg of the first quarter-final. Simpson hasn't had a lot to do in the second half in terms of defending. Keno Simpson. Garnett. Nice pass now to Wellington.
I think he's had a very good game, you know, Garnett.
Yep. Thompson reads it well. Thompson with the strike. Well, that's quite ambitious. And there's a rebound. And it's well saved on this occasion by Carlos Robinson. It was a substitute, Janelle Ray. Yet to get off the mark this season. And yeah, he looked a bit shy with the finish, did Ray. And Robinson did well.
He really wasn't a confident one. I think he had an opportunity there to go past the goalkeeper, Robinson.
Confirmation that Tivoli are playing with 10 men because Barrington Price has been sent off. Some more work for their captain here to do, Dean Pennycook. And he does it well.
He never shirks away from work, Pennycook.
Lewis is down. This is the quarterfinal stage. Jermaine Teddy Johnson will be quite happy with the work his team have put in so far. We're going into the second leg, hopefully with an advantage. Dunbeholden into the area, and again Watkins. Oh yeah, great work.
Well claimed. It almost makes me wonder why his teammates were heading the ball out of his hands earlier in the game.
Yeah, and he didn't have much to say when he was there on all occasions. Teammate called and he just backed off instead of making it awkward, because had he still continued to go for a lot of those balls, you know, there might have been miscommunication and they might have given up a chance. So yeah, he's definitely been doing well and enjoying his keeping. You would have to say major contender for the man of the match, Leger. For me, he's on top of the list, obviously. Fuller with a goal and an assist as well would be right up there.
I was leaning actually towards Fuller or Lawrence.
And then Lawrence had that spectacular volley. But yeah, you can't overlook the work that Watkins has put in, and maybe had it not been for him, you know, they would not have this clean sheet.
But I think you also have to bear in mind that yes, he has been performing well, but Dunbeholden has made it a little bit easier on him in terms of their attackers because they haven't placed any of their shots on target.
Yeah, I think he has a lot to do with that though, because of how aggressive he has been as a keeper. Into the area from Tivoli and cleared. Good first touch there by McGregor. Comes now to Williams. Nice pass for McGregor, and Watkins is out in a flash again. I tell you, this Kewan Watkins, he has been magnificent today. He has timed his runs very well, and his hands have been safe. And I'm agreeing that McGregor and Barnett didn't find the target, but he had a lot to do with that. Lovely touch there. The pass just a little bit off, and Ray commits the foul. Pass was from McCain. Yeah. When you see a goalkeeper rushing out like that, big as he is, Watkins, as a forward, you know, you're trying to get everything in order, and sometimes you rush it. And those strikes were certainly rushed. Another change for Tivoli. McCain is off, and on is Diego McKenzie. 3-goal man this season, Diego McKenzie. And Leger, probably the player that you thought would have been up front to maybe partner Fuller. But Lawrence had something to tell you.
A lot to tell me, actually.
Yeah. And, you know, for the first, up to the time of the goal, so for the first 40 minutes, there wasn't really anything to say about Lawrence's play. In fact, we were saying that they looked lost. Nothing. There was no real service to Lawrence. Fuller and Lawrence both were playing far apart, at times coming too deep as well. And then just that moment where it all connected for the two. Nice cushion header from, you know, from Fuller, and then that strike from Lawrence. And then a finish of his own Fuller. Both are off now though. The man before the ball, and so it's a foul. Wilkes doesn't necessarily agree. I haven't called his name much today, Wilkes. But yeah, did play the ball, but probably played the right leg first of Radico Wellington. Free kick to be taken by Wellington. Or was it McKenzie who was fouled? Wellington, very good from the dead ball. Oh well. There was ever a commentator's curse. That cleared Fosca Oates in style. Powell inside. So Leger, who are you really leaning to? I'm making a strong statement for Watkins. Especially if he keeps a clean sheet against a Dunbeholden team that have dominated Tivoli this season.
And have been very free scoring over the past couple weeks as well.
6 goals in 2 matches against Tivoli Gardens over the course of the season. And today, I think Watkins is really the main reason why they haven't scored. But I understand your point. So
Yeah,
I'm wondering where you're sitting in terms of Fuller and Lawrence. Lawrence had a great strike. Apart from that, maybe not much.
I think he did very well, especially moving on to that right-hand side to help out Alton Lewis, especially at the start of the second half.
Into the area from Dunbeholden. Little bit overcooked the pass from O'Dane Samuels, and Tivoli can clear calm from Radico Wellington. That's very good. Now to Simpson. Simpson cuts in onto his right foot. Not many options though, and so he's forced to keep it. Is Simpson. Keep it. He does. Oh yes. And the step overs too. Still Simpson. Very well done by the Tivoli number 19. Has gone all the way to the right hand side from his left back position and continues to run. Simpson. And by keeping the ball, what he's also doing is running the clock.
This is a cup competition after all.
Yeah, excellent to just keep possession, maintain their lead. Excellent work from the number 19. He's been very good as well. Maybe out of the runnings based on other performances, but it's been another consistent performance from the number 19.
Consistent 8 out of 10s, and that's what gets the job done.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. But yeah, just to answer your question fully, probably after this attack.
Wellington was looking for Mackenzie, who can't control, and Dunbeholden chance to come forward.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Fuller just because of how decisive he's been. When he gets the ball, he always tries to make things happen, but he made things happen today in getting that assist. Good cushion header for Tammy Lawrence's goal, and then once the chance fell to him from the Watkin mistake, he made really no mistake in his finish. So with Fuller for his endeavor and for his goal and his assist, I'd like to lean towards him and give him a very strong nomination for player of the game.
There's Fuller with a lot to say on the bench.
Nice personality he has as well in terms of how happy he seems to be on the field of play. Just wants to get on with the game at all times.
He has a new hairstyle as well, Fuller. Maybe he knew that he was going to win the Man of the Match award today. Can we get back that hairstyle by Nicalia Fuller? Is it a shiny bump hairstyle, is it, as they would call it in Jamaica?
He's still in school and they have Easter holiday right now, so I think it's just for the holiday he's trying something new. I used to dabble in that as well back in my time before I had the opportunity to fully grow it out, you know.
Yeah, your hair is way too much for a shiny bump now, though, Alicia. You're borderline locks, I must say. Yeah, a bit of argy-bargy there between. And there is Nicalia Fuller. China bump it is. The Excelsorian. And as they love to call themselves at Excelsior, Ake. Yeah, the 17-year-old on holidays, enjoying a new hairstyle, and based on Ligier, a man of the match performance as well. We're in stoppage time, 4 minutes of it to be played, and Tivoli Gardens in this first leg lead Dunbeholden by 2-0. Watkins with the clearance. I have been outvoted in terms of the man of the match. No problem there. Nice skill there. And a foul. This will be a pleasing performance for Jermaine Teddy Johnson and his troops, especially, as you said, because his fixture hasn't gone their way this season against Dunbeholden. And yeah, smiles on the face. He's already received a yellow card, but he's calmed down quite a bit since then and just enjoying the bench, especially after that goal from Fuller.
Significantly calmed down. He's really just been sitting down.
Thomas into the area. Good ball in off the crossbar. That was a good header there from Peter McGregor. And I don't think Watkins got a touch on it. But if he did, it was enough off the crossbar and Tivoli escaped. This time McGregor, a better finish. Well-timed jump. Good delivery by Thomas. Don't think he got a touch, you know. He was beaten there, was Watkins. But his second line of defense, the frame of the goal, was there in an ever-strong manner. And Dunbeholden are kept at a blank. Foul.
Dunbeholden still pushing on against the 10 men of Tivoli. They'll have a corner to see if they can snatch one goal going into the second leg. Make it a little bit easier on themselves.
Ooh, through the legs there, and then cleared by Thompson. Looking for Mackenzie out of play through Dunbeholden. Time running out for Dunbeholden in this first leg. It's about a minute and a half to go. Burkett again. That's going to be too close and easy for Watkins. Started both halves very slowly, the Tivoli Gardens, but two critical finishes and good defensive work, and it's been enough. That's a strike from outside, ambitious, and not troubling in the end. O'Dane Samuels doesn't score many Samuels. Certainly hasn't scored this season. Former Arnett Gardens defender. Knows his field very well. Not well enough today though for him and his team. This is going to be their first loss against Tivoli Gardens this season. It's been a good performance by the five-time Premier League champions, who, after two disappointing seasons in a row in the league, need something to lift their spirits. And they'll go into next week's second leg with a lead for sure. It's a yellow card to Mackenzie, and your team has a lead. It's just not necessary from Mackenzie at this stage. Why get yourself booked? You're leading, you're winning the match, you're going to win the match. Why show dissent? And look here, just making contact with the ball, getting in the way for no reason, and being booked away from Tivoli. And that is it. Tivoli Gardens, they have defeated Dunbeholden by 2-0. A solid performance. Nekalia Fuller with an assist and a goal, and a man of the match performance to go with his new hairstyle. Their number 11. Tommy Lawrence with a beautiful strike after 40 minutes with a right foot. A volley which rocketed past Carlos Robinson between the sticks for Dunbeholden. And even though Dunbeholden twice this season have found 6 goals against Tivoli, they couldn't find one today. And Peter McGregor, yeah, not clinical, not accurate. And Jermaine Thomas, a lot to think about. His namesake though, Jermaine Johnson, with all smiles, because Tivoli Gardens have defeated Dunbeholden by 2-0 and take a lead into the second tie next week. Tivoli 2, Dunbeholden 0. Full match highlights. Carvel Banton, the man with the whistle. Dunbeholden with a chance. Peter McGregor had quite a few opportunities, especially in the first half, and just couldn't hit the target. That strike was wide initially, and then, yeah, Stephen Barnett with a header wide of the upright as well. Tivoli didn't have much in the first half in terms of going forward. Not many opportunities. Barnett again on the left-hand side into McGregor. This time the strike was on target and did cross the line, but the officials didn't see. And so play continued. Tivoli, a lucky escape, and what an escape it would be. Peter McGregor with another opportunity, this time too central with the strike, and it was well saved. This one he should have buried. Watkins made himself big though, put off the striker, and McGregor wide. And then this moment, it was a beauty after 40 minutes from Tommy Lawrence. Cushioned header by Nekalia Fuller, that was intelligent. And the first touch here, brilliant, and then the strike, unstoppable by Tommy Lawrence. His second of the season in all competitions. And Tivoli, against the run of play, were 1-0 ahead. carry that into the second half. Tivoli continuing to come forward, and Alton Lewis into the area. Lewis with a strike block. Lewis again with a strike, saved by Carlos Robinson, and then cleared by Dunbeholden. Chevoy Watkin on the end of it. The orange and black on Tivoli continue to come forward there. Lots of mix-up inside the area. There was Lewis, who is good from the dead ball. Into the area. Tommy Lawrence again, eyeing up a second, but this time the volley was wide. And then this defensive mistake by Chevoy Watkin, who's usually so solid. It fell to the teenager, but it was a very senior finish by the number 11. Composed, opened up his body so well to give himself options, and oh, he sold it. And Robinson went the wrong way into the near corner. Fuller, back-to-back goals, and 2-0 for Tivoli Gardens. That was Brian Burkett, who came on as a substitute, placing the ball into the area. McGregor didn't read it in time. And then, yeah, a dull moment for Tivoli, where they were reduced to 10 players. Barrington Price sent off for his second yellow card. A foul on Peter McGregor. But Tivoli already had an unsaleable lead. McGregor with a header there off the crossbar. Watkins beaten on that occasion, but the frame saving him. And Tivoli Gardens, a good day's work. 2-0 after 90. These are the statistics. 3 on target from 11 attempts for Tivoli Gardens. 5 on target from 19 for Dunbeholden, but they just couldn't find a goal. 22 fouls, 4 yellow cards shown, and 1 red to Barrington Price. As we said earlier, 1 offside each. 6 corners for Dunbeholden. They really did have a lot going forward, but as we said, they just weren't clinical and accurate in terms of their finishing. 4 saves for Watkins between the sticks. He was excellent today. Majority of the possession for Dunbeholden, but that didn't matter at the end of it all. Tivoli Gardens 2, Dunbeholden 0. Let's hear from our man of the match, the teenager, Nicolia Fuller.
Nikolai Fuller, today's man of the match. It was a big performance by you, assist and then the goal. How are you feeling about the game?
It's a good feeling to get a goal and assist, to lead to get my team basically to the second round, a 2-goal advantage, you know.
I'm sure you'll be very confident going into that second leg. Your goal, it was very composed, it was a good finish. What was going through your head as you were about to take that shot?
No, nothing. I'm never nervous.
You just expect that as soon as you're in that position, you're going to score, right?
Yeah, I'm a natural finisher.
Yeah, natural finisher. You've made a really good impact to this Tivoli Gardens attack, especially. Talk to us about your relationship with Tommy Lawrence. Does he help you a lot in the attacking sense?
Yeah, he helped me a lot. My first time playing centre forward with him, he's naturally an attacking midfielder. Our coach tried something today and it worked.
Well, you got your goal, you got your $5,000 Lynx money as well. Great performance, good win for Tivoli, and thank you very much.
And thank you very much. Yeah.
And that was Nikolai Fuller, man of the match. First Lynk Cup Quarterfinal, first leg. We're moving on now to the Dunbeholden coaching staff. Coach, that wasn't the result that you wanted. What went wrong for you today?
We didn't take the chances and we lost. We could see in the first half the amount of goals we got, but we're not using that as an excuse. We had another half. They scored 2, could have scored 2 also, but it's just a bad day for us.
In the first half, McGregor had a goal. It seemed as if it was wrongly chalked off. Do you think that would have affected the game and the game state a lot?
Yes, it's going to affect us. You know, you get those easy chances and you don't put them away. You know, sometimes it's just going to let the mood go down a bit. And then you see Tivoli score a little bit after that. The mood went down and we were trying to pick them up, but it just wasn't happening at the end of the day.
There's still the second leg, there's still a lot to play for. Are you and your team still confident that you can push on and still qualify for that semi-final?
Yeah, man, we can. A good first half performance, and they got 2 goals. I think we can get 2 also in the next game, or probably more. So we just have to come and work and see what happens.
All right, Coach, best of luck to you in that second leg.
Yeah, man, thanks.
We'll now be moving on to Coach Teddy Johnson of Tivoli Gardens, Jermaine Teddy Johnson. I'm sure you would have been very proud of the attacking performance. Coach, good win today. Talk us through the game. Are you satisfied?
Still not satisfied because this is a Lynk Cup, but we really need it for the Premier League. So that's where we want it for, really.
You made some attacking adjustments. You played fuller up top with Lawrence. What was your thinking and your rationale behind that?
That was just shooting. Like in the training, you see the shooting all the time and scoring goals. So that was my thinking, and it worked for us today.
Yeah, he paid off. Tommy Lawrence especially scored a wonderful goal. One you would have been proud of as well. But your team going into the second leg now, are you now even more confident going into the second leg that you'll be able to get into the semi-finals?
You just need to be motivated all the time and just try to keep them down to a level to try to come back again in the next game and try to do the right thing.
There was a red card for your team as well, Barrington Price. It was an unfair yellow card in the first instance.
Yeah.
Do you have bad feelings about that red card?
Yeah, we have bad feelings because we have to keep our head. We have to be disciplined and try to do the right thing all the time. You can't get silly yellow cards like that, so it costs us as well.
It was a good performance in the team by then. Good win. Thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome, boss.
A hard taskmaster is Jermaine Teddy Johnson. Wants more from his team, but they delivered today. Tivoli Gardens defeating Dunbeholden in the first quarterfinal by 2-0 in their first leg. They carry the lead into next week's second leg.